shorthanded 35 seconds in?
Yeah, we gave them 4 goals, so then you're chasing the game. And then we had some chances there with empty net, but when we did have those shots, we missed the net. It's our first loss in a while, so if you're going to lose, I guess you're going to throw a dud. That was a dud. We gave 2 shorthanded goals. Obviously, it's obviously learning lesson. I'm tired of, I'm sure coaches are tired of saying that. Not saying myself, but in general. And this is a learning lesson right now.
Were those effort mistakes or coverage mistakes on the short?
I think it was both. I mean, if you look at it, you got, we talked about our pre-scout power play meeting. They go for it. You have to defend. That means you have to defend. You can't go for escape.
Is this an opportunity?
On that first one, so you needed an actual regroup for when Thatcher had it behind the net.
Well, I think Thatcher. I think he could have made a better play, but after that, we have one extra guy. Everybody hustled back. You take a guy, and you guys saw it, and we leave a guy in front. A great hockey player. So, and then we give a breakaway. When we shouldn't. We just gave him 4 goals. It wasn't. That's really what it goes down to.
It's 4 shorthanded goals in your last 3 games. That hasn't been an issue for your power play all year. Is there something you guys need to adjust to, or teams playing you higher or something?
No, it's just connection. It's connection, and it's when the puck gets dumped down, you got to hustle back. It's an effort thing, and it's being connected. So obviously we got to clean it up because that's way too many. I mean that's I don't even think you should have that many in a year. You got to be careful of that stuff.
You mentioned it's the first loss in a while, so how will you deal with the team after this one? Is it something a teaching moment, or we just let them?
Yeah, I mean, it's a teaching moment. It's a big game. A lot of eyes are on us tonight. They didn't play well their last game. Their coach kind of called them out, they showed up, and we just made some stupid mistakes. You're in big games. You got to make sure that you don't make mistakes, and you have to have effort. I thought some guys played well. I mean, I thought some guys tried and played, but unfortunately, we had half the guys they weren't there.
Your third line looked like it was your best line again. Is that a problem, Flo? If they're all
well, I don't know if
the best line?
Well, listen, we need we need a couple guys here. Let's go. I mean, come on, They weren't good tonight, some guys, and they haven't been good, frankly. These are big time games. Marchand and Pasternak, great players, and they showed up. We got to have that kind of thing. Now, listen, there's our first loss in I don't know how many games, 13, 14. So I can't get too critical, but these are big games. You'd like to see a little bit better from some guys, and those 2 shorthand. The shorthand goals really is something you cannot do in big critical games. You just can't.
Beyond mistakes. I mean, early on, the puck bounced away from Quinn a couple of times, and Pettersson was having trouble making a pass. Did it just look early on like the team was off or not sharp? Or
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but if you don't have it, sometimes your hands or whatever. We've all been there before. Just move the game along with good effort. Come out for 20 seconds and get off, and just stay involved. You don't. If things don't go well, you can't hit home runs, and you can't dive in, and you can't. You still got to stay with your staples to stay in these games. Now, like I said, it's the first loss in a long time. So, but it's an alert type of loss. It's not. Well, we've won these many games, so it's really, it's a good learning lesson, and I know the guys, they're not happy, and they know that there's a little bit of urgency after this type of loss. You're going to have some urgency, which you want from your guys.
Do you see this then as an opportunity to grow as a group from this in the way you respond?
Absolutely. It's you like to see guys, on the plane talking about the game, and hey, or even a guy, some guys owning up. Hey, man, I got to be better, and you're looking to see some of those guys in the next game really show up. So, yeah, these are big learning lessons for our team, for sure.
Play your top 6 as much tonight as you usually do. You've had 2 straight games under 20 shots, and you're integrating a new guy into the lineup. Is there a balance between wanting to be patient, but also maybe needing a little more offense from your top guys?
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, we need some connections for some guys, but you gotta chase down pucks, and you gotta do. It's not an easy game. Like we talked about Carolina game, there's not a lot of room out there, and we won. And we all said tonight, there's not a lot of room out there, and you gotta enjoy that. You gotta fight for space. I mean, they're not just going to, okay, go ahead, take the puck. You got to go earn your ice. I don't care who you are. So that's all. I mean, we know it. And we'll get back to the drawing board, and we'll get a good effort against Detroit.
Quinn, what was the difference in this one?
Obviously, look at the easy one to look at is probably the power play in the first, and then, mistakes in the second.
Is this one where you just want to flush it and work as a group?
Say it again.
Is this one you just want to flush, adjust, and work on it in practice?
Like our wins and the other losses we've had, we just move on and focus on the next day, and making sure that we attack the day. So as far as tomorrow, I'm sure we'll talk about it for 15-20 minutes and then move on. Probably have a good practice and try to have a better effort in Detroit.
Is this game any different in that these are the two best teams in hockey, and kind of seeing where you guys were at?
I mean, no, I don't think so. Obviously, it was a good test for us, and they were probably looking at it the same way, but it's one game of 82, and, when we beat Carolina or we beat the Rangers or other good teams, we don't look at it like we've done anything great, and for tonight, we just, like I said, we got to, refocus tomorrow and just move on, and still 3 games on this road trip that we'd like to close out.
I feel like the puck was just bouncing off of you and off 6 tonight. It's like guys were a little off.
Yeah.
So is that nerves? Guys are too keyed up for a big game, or?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we've played a lot of hockey this year and a lot of hockey in the last couple of years, and just the way it went.
Quinn, we haven't asked you very often this season about your goals, but the
Yeah.
last 3 games, you've been leaking a few of them as a unit.
Yeah.
And the second unit. Is there something that needs to be cleaned up, or is that how it goes?
No, I mean, obviously it's not good enough, and just with the rest of our game, we'll take a look at some of these things and move on, but obviously that swings the game a little bit, and all I can say is we got to refocus and try to have a good game in Detroit.
What impressed you about the Bruins?
I mean, they obviously are a team that knows what it takes to win, and they don't shoot themselves in the foot, force you to make bad plays or bad passes, and they're very disciplined. So, I mean, credit to them, they stuck to their game, but also, I mean, we can't give them 2 shorthanded goals, and then the 2 goals that we gave them in the second are kind of our own mistakes. So they didn't do anything necessarily to win it. It was just us shooting ourselves in the foot.